Relive the most memorable fashion moments of 2022. Coming up on the Year in Fashion. In 2022, the fashion industry bounced back from the COVID-19 pandemic, returning to live runways and in-person fashion weeks. While the effects of the pandemic were still palpable, designers offered optimistic collections for customers who were eager to dress up and step out into the world again. 2022 was a year of empowerment, with fashion that delivered bold dressing, versatile options, and challenged conventions. In this installment of the Year in Fashion, our annual series produced since 1985, we recap the most remarkable moments of the spring and fall 2022 seasons. In New York, Sergio Hudson, Christian Siriano, and more got their women ready for a long-awaited night out.
After not being able to wear evening wear for so long, I feel like a woman would want to really wear evening wear, so we really went there.
Nostalgia was in the air this year, and designers applied fashion heritage to contemporary dressing, while others explored the boundaries of gender.
For me, it really is a spirit of creativity, self-expression, artistic reverence, so anyone can hook into that vibe.
From Manhattan to Paris, exquisite craftsmanship took the spotlight, and fashion fantasies, both light and dark, came true on the runway.
I mean, honestly, just doing a live runway show, period, is the most wonderful thing. It's why so many people in fashion love fashion. It's the dream of seeing the clothes come to life.
All that and more on the Year in Fashion 2022.
Well, the inspiration started with a picture of Diane Carroll, and it just went on from there. So, and then inauguration happened, and it put a jolt in the collection. So we really filled the collection with a lot of just great separate pieces, stuff that people are hopefully going to want to wear. I think the Sergio Hudson woman is the type of woman that is innately styled by herself and has her own style and doesn't need anybody else to define who she is. So I like to give her pieces that she can inject into her wardrobe however she sees fit. I'm not a big makeover person. Like, everybody has their own thing. So when I design, I'm able to see things how other people see them, but I'll present them how I saw them. I love a fabric that looks like it doesn't stretch but does, so it's a lot of stretch wools and stretch suiting. I injected a print into the collection. I don't do print often, but still with the monochromatic theme that I like to keep.
Oh, I'm so pleased with Sergio's show because he seems to know his customer, and they all were in that audience. And I think it's marvelous when someone really knows who they are. And as a designer, he knows who he is. And then he has aspirations, and you can sort of see that. And I'm just very impressed with everything. Things change consistently. Look what we're doing. I mean, we're dealing with so many things that are so different than what it was before. But in a wonderful way, I like what it was before too, because we really were based in the garment business, and it was all about the garment business industry, really apparel. Now it's all about fashion, and that's a quick drive. So we have to make sure the people who really are in it really understand it's all about business in the end. Your business has to be solid. So that's what I work with the Designers Hub, and why Sergio's part of our hub. because I just want the designers, no matter how much press and all this they get, that at the end of the day they can leave their business to a family, that they have a solid business in the end. That's the most important thing.
The crazy thing is, me and Veronica Webb just kind of met on Instagram.
I'm wearing a beautiful sunburst yellow, crystal beaded, sexy, let's go out because COVID's over, and if it's not, we're gonna get vaccinated and dance till we drop dress.
I had just talked the day before with casting. I was like, I would really like somebody like Veronica Webb in my show. And the next day she DM'd me. So it was like crazy. I was like, okay, this must be fate. So it just kind of happened, and she has become a great friend and mentor even, for sure.
Sergio's work is joyful. It's sexy, it's powerful, it's old school in that he has an incredible love and knowledge of fabric. It's what women want, and it walks that fabulous tightrope, like that 80s, 90s, just beginning of women power dressing in the workforce, but also being luxurious and sexy.
Specifically, the Austrian crystal gowns at the end were just something I wanted, something that would just shine and sparkle. And like after not being able to wear evening wear for so long, I feel like a woman would want to like really wear evening wear. So we really went there. Fabulous. And buy it because it's going to fit you great.
Celebrity favorite Christian Siriano presented his spring 2022 collection on the runway at New York Fashion Week. For spring inspiration, Siriano looked to his past and to the Italian women in his life. The result was a colorful, joyful runway imbued with the spirit of the Italian coast. Pieces were both strong and romantic, with clean tailoring as well as fluid gowns. Vintage lace applique was an elegant touch, while the designer's signature dramatic silhouettes stole the show. The finale showcased denim pieces from Siriano's collaboration with Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Siriano transported us with this powerful and romantic spring collection at New York Fashion Week.
This season, I was looking at Eastern Africa. I was looking at sort of African-American, folksy kind of historical references, the Little Rascals. It was sort of this hodgepodge of what I call Afro-Americana, which is this sort of inspiration and reference to the Black inspiration in America. So this was sort of an ode to that, and I wanted to have this sort of sense of lightness and joy, and even like an ethereal sort of vibe. I think my favorite piece, I happen to love these raffia aprons. Yeah, those are probably my favorite. They're just like, there's something so sleek and minimal and sort of earthy about them. I love them. I did the raffia accessories, the aprons and the hats. We also did a lot of denim, which was sort of this ode to Americana. And then I also did a mixture of plaids and ginghams and some eyelet. So it's like a lot of cotton-based fabrics that are sort of simple, but I always try to take something simple and elevate it. It's funny, I don't design for a particular age or a size. For me, it really is a spirit of creativity, self-expression, artistic reverence. So anyone can hook into that vibe. So you could be 80 years old, you could be 17 years old. And so I wanted to do something that cuts across ages, races, and hooks into that creative spirit. I want them to know that it is artistic, it's about self-expression, and it's individual, And I want them to feel like they can wear things that are on the pages of a magazine, regardless of their size, their age. I just want everyone to be able to embrace that creative side of themselves.
For spring 2022, Erdem weaved a love letter to London's idiosyncratic spirit. Two enigmatic and eccentric women, poet Edith Sitwell and socialite Audeline Morrow, inspired the designer's romantic collection. The runway was dreamy and elegant, yet with an unconventional approach that was distinctly Erdem. Feminine dresses were contrasted with masculine leather brogue shoes. Pieces were offered in mismatched fabrics. Erdem's signature use of floral motifs and intricate lace stood out on this London runway. An exquisitely romantic collection celebrating individual expression from Erdem. Fendi's artistic director Kim Jones looked to New York's legendary 70s disco Studio 54 for a glamorous spring 2022 collection. The Milan runway channeled empowered femininity and the optimistic spirit of the 1970s. graphic lines made a bold statement on clean tailoring and fluid dresses. An opening color palette of white and black was followed by warm earth tones in graphic prints and vivacious pastels that recalled the 70s. Jones paid tribute to the influential fashion illustrator Antonio Lopez, incorporating the late artist's illustrations into select pieces. A bold and optimistic collection for spring from Kim Jones at Fendi.
So the inspiration this time was drama, boldness, fabulous clothes, strong clothes for strong women. You know, I'm lucky to be back on the road now and able to travel around the country and the world spending time with the Herrera clients, who are the most amazing women. And they're really looking for clothes that make them feel like the most empowered, beautiful, brilliant versions of themselves. And so I kept that in mind today and wanted to create pieces that were perfect for them. Color is my obsession. I start every season by creating my palette, and I go through many iterations of color and shades and trial. I mix them with paint, I cut them out from books or little places I see the color, and then the fabrics are dyed to match from there. And I find a color is either a happy color or a sad color. It's like a very quick, no pun intended, black and white way I have of categorizing fabrics. And a sad color is kind of dusty and watered down and drab, and I think the world has enough of that. So I try to focus Herrera on the most pigment-rich, pure, vivacious colors. And I find that when you have a whole palette of those tones and those shades, you can mix them together in very unexpected ways.
It was really beautiful. The colors were beautiful, the shapes were beautiful, the craftsmanship was sublime. You know, that's the way rich women want to dress. Go out to events and parties and dinners, and it was really beautiful. I was very impressed. I think Wes is doing such a great job.
Oh, it's stunning. It's really stunning what Wes is doing. I just find to be really inspirational, and just beautiful parallels between the legacy of Herrera and him doing his own thing. And it was so nice being a New Yorker and a Latina, to see myself in the line. There's so many looks. I was telling my stylist, Sarah Edmiston, I was like, and please, can we wear that? And it's so exciting to leave a show feeling inspired and looking forward to wearing garments and hopefully representing a house that you love so much.
There was a lot of push and pull. There was some tight, kind of to-the-body linear pieces in a black kind of compression crepes that would then set off ruffles and exuberant outbursts of silk file or taffeta. We had a beautiful jacquard we knit with a mill in Italy that features irises and bloom with lurex, as well as a lot of embellishment. That craft of making clothes was really important to me and felt very poignant, especially because the two gentlemen you saw come out at the end of the show were two pattern makers at Herrera, one for 20 years and one for 22 years. And they're retiring. This is their last show. So really, front of mind to me was just that beautiful art of making beautiful clothes.
Beautiful, back to elegance and glamour.
I mean, honestly, just doing a live runway show, period, is the most wonderful thing. It's why so many people in fashion love fashion. It's the dream of seeing the clothes come to life. We did one in September as well. So the audience is smaller, there are testing procedures backstage, there are some things that are different, but it's a new world, and we bravely persevere, and we keep going, and we keep trying to make beauty in whatever way or format that we can.
American master Ralph Lauren presented his fall 2022 collection on the runway in a contemporary residence set within New York's Museum of Modern Art. The collection was a celebration of the timeless elegance of black and white and showcased Lauren's classic all-American style. The black and white color palette was accentuated with red for a touch of romance. The runway displayed Lauren's exquisite tailoring and signature use of menswear-inspired patterns, such as pinstripe, houndstooth, and tartan plaid. American sportswear was elevated with sleek lines, and sophisticated evening wear captured the spirit of New York.
My inspiration this season was my trip to Red Light District in Amsterdam, as you can tell, and Paris, Red Hot, Crazy Horse, and Moulin Rouge. You've seen a lot of skin, let's start with that. A lot of rhinestones, a lot of sequin, and a lot of feather. I usually work a lot with silks and a little bit of metal, which I've been liking more and more.
Fabulous. I expected nothing less. I love sequins, rhinestones, body, legs, face. I'm a beauty blogger, so I just love seeing bright makeup finally in full glam. I'm tired of this like no makeup. It's time to bring makeup back.
Absolutely love the collection. I love that like she lets the models have fun because it matches the clothing vibe, you know? Like it's really fun, it's sexy, and that's what showed on the runway. The all black with the straps, the girl with the hat, you know what I'm talking about? She had on a hat and she had an all black strappy look. That was my favorite one. Oh my God, maybe like Greece? I don't know, I see myself in like Santorini or like Monaco or something. Somewhere dramatic where everybody wears the looks and nobody looks at you sideways. Like everyone knows like that's the vibe.
She's confident and daring and loves to stand out in a crowd. You know, she's a beautiful woman.
Are you kidding? The colors, the metallics, the shine, everything was incredible. I cannot wait to get my hands on some pieces. Oh my God. Okay, so there's like this tiger see-through crystal moment. Absolutely need that. The purples, anything purple and pink.
I love them all, and I like to make dresses that quite individual and they all stand out in one way or another. So I would say that one because I can hear it from there.
Oh my gosh, all the sequin, the huge sequin plates, mirrors, love it, need it, yesterday, on my body, obsessed.
I think we are young and fun, and we are very different from what's on the market. And Bronx just always have fun. Like you're gonna come to our show, you know you're gonna have fun, and it's always different. There is never the same show. I'm the only designer. I don't have assistant. I wake up one morning and I can be good mood, bad mood, pink mood, and that's how I design. It's very different.
JW Anderson revealed his women's pre-fall and men's fall 2022 collections in a video presentation during Milan Fashion Week. The collection was a celebration of bold dressing that challenges the boundaries of gender and taste. The result was an eccentric fantasy of joyfully quirky clothes. Bright colors clashed and matched in zany garments from both men and women. Our cartoonish elephant was the star of the season, seen in prints, knits, and accessories. The saturated color palette, head-turning shapes, and bizarre accessories emphasized youthful fun, silliness, and joy, embodying a new kind of fearless dressing. Anderson offered a gender-fluid fall wardrobe that was loud, proud, and a whole lot of fun. For fall 2022, Brandon Maxwell delivered an intimately personal collection influenced by his grandmother, whose work and fashion inspired Maxwell to venture into the business himself. The collection was a valentine to his grandmother and, in the designer's words, an exercise in acceptance, reverence, and legacy. The collection was offered in a subdued color palette of creams, black, and warm browns, rich textural materials, some reminiscent of cozy blankets or bed sheets, gave the runway an intimate, homey feel. Chunky sweaters were paired with floor-length ball gowns. The runway was a nostalgic valentine, warm and wistful, that felt right for today.
So the look is just basically dewy skin with a black lip line and brown lipstick with like either a brown gloss or matted lip. I'm using MAC Cosmetics Technical Liner for the black liner, and I'm using their lipstick in Turn to the Left, Antique Vintage, and Double Fudge. This is a strong, powerful woman. She's gorgeous. Her skin is perfect, and she just looks good.
The look is basically, we decided to go into a natural hair appreciation direction, where we're doing protective styles like braids, we're doing a few graphic afros, and we're using like Fakai products to do that. We're doing cornrows, we're doing box braids. It depends on the model and depends on her look, but for the most part, we're doing braids that go under a scarf. So it's kind of like this whole idea of this movie that Victor got inspired by called Black Girl, and hope you guys like it.
The inspiration for the season was a film from 1966 called Black Girl, directed by Ousmane Sembé. And it's a Senegalese film that sort of showcases in an hour and 5 minutes, quite quick, the story of a young Senegalese woman who goes to the south of France to do like domestic work for a French family. And it is a really beautiful and striking film. And I just was enthralled by her strength and her beauty and her elegance, and it completely inspired the collection. You see it in the silhouettes, it's a little bit more demure and sophisticated, but you also see it in the headscarf that she's wearing, that every model is wearing in the show. And it's very inspired by the actress in the film. And also the colors that we're using, there's a lot of black, there's a lot of white. The film is in black and white, and there's touches of chocolate and orange just to give it a little like pop. I am becoming known for color, and obviously I wear it. So we had to have some really great color in there, and I think it all blended really well together. The materials that we're using, it was really inspired by the ballet that I did with ABT at April of last year. And we used jersey with those costumes. So I was really into a form-fitting, more structured, closer to the body idea of a material, which we found for our knitwear collection. And then there is a ponte jersey, which really sort of holds the body, that we also use for evening wear, that really aligns with the knitwear yarn that we're using, so it's seamlessly blended together, so you can't tell what is a knit, what is a sewed garment. And that was really interesting to play with that sort of tension of the differences, because we are introducing this new category, so the idea of it feeling as a cohesive collection was really important. I describe our customer as global. It's someone who is all over the world, different sizes, all genders. And I'm really, really proud of that. It's joyous and it's for everyone.
For fall 2022, Christelle Koché chose as her show venue the prestigious Westin Paris, whose lavish decor was an ideal setting to highlight the label's rich, craft-intensive work. The fall collection was a bouquet of rich textures and soft colors. Feminine fabrics and silhouettes were given a bold touch with sharp tailoring and harnessing. Koché designs with today's world in mind, without losing sight of fashion's heritage, respecting couture tradition, technique, and high-quality fabrics, while channeling contemporary style and ease. That's a wrap on the Year in Fashion 2022. We'll see you next year for our annual recap of the best in fashion.